Hello everyone, Jordan here and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna show you the charms loadouts that we use in the speedrun of Ghost of Tsushima. So before we start the video, I want to say a few things. These are the armor that we use considering the DLC, the director cut. So Iki Island added a few things that we use. So if you haven't played Iki Island, there might be some spoiler for you. But if you already play Iki Island, this shouldn't be a problem and you should be fine. And yeah, before going to the armors under charms in Ghost of Tsushima, we use a variety of armors throughout the game, and obviously each armor has a different set of charms, and that's what I'm going to show you today. And yeah, also these are only for the New Game Plus categories for obvious reasons, but the New Game Plus categories are the more popular ones right now in the leaderboards because you can skip the cutscenes, so they are more shorter. They are a lot shorter compared to any percent, for example. So yeah, with that out of the way, let's go. Alright, so first we have the Ghost Armor. The Ghost Armor is the one that we are going to use the most for normal combat. So it's the armor that we are gonna be wearing the most of the time. So the perks of this armor when it's fully upgrade is reduces the enemy detection by speed by 50%, reduces the number of kills needed to enter the ghost dance by 2, and this is the more important perk, the one that we're going to use the most, that kills have a 40% chance to terrify a nearby enemy. So the terrify mechanic is a really interesting mechanic of the game and works in this way. So for example, you have an area, and for leave that area you have to kill 10 enemies. The 10 enemies there are there. If you kill one enemy and the other 9 are terrified by that, so this means that they act like they are terrified, like they start running away from what's happening, the game is going to consider that all 9 of the enemies, the 9 that are terrified and the one that you kill, are defeated. So you can continue. Alright? So you don't have to kill everybody, but you have to defeat everybody. And when an enemy is terrified, the game is considered that enemy as defeated. Right? So we're going to exploit this mechanic as much as we can. So we have two major charms, the charms of incineration and the charm of versatile skills. Then we have the charm of fire doctrine, Yuriko's keepsake, charm of steadfast fire, and the charm of fortune 2. Alright? So if you can see, first we have the charm of versatile skills. This is a charm that we get in Iki Island, and it doubles the effect of a minor charm if this is the only minor charm of the same category equipped. So if you can see the all minor charms that we have, each one of them is from a different category. So the charm of versatile skills is doubling the effect of these 4 charms because each one is from a single category. So this is the first major thing that we have. So for example, charm of fire doctrine, burning an enemy has a 50% chance to terrify a nearby enemy. So in fact we have a 30% chance of terrifying an enemy because the charm of versatile skills. Also, in Yuriko's keepsake, we have a 50% chance to poison enemies with normal arrows, and this means that we have a 30% chance of poison an enemy with a normal arrow. Charm of steadfast fire greatly increase the length of time that you can use the way of flame, so this obviously increase even more the length of time that you can use the way of flame. And the charm of fortune, of course, that an effect with a chance of happening is going to be 50% more likely to occur. So this one also, Yuriko's keepsake, for example, it increased for 100%, so this means that it's 30%, and if we add it to that versatile skills, we actually have a 60% chance of an arrow, normal arrow, to be a poison arrow. So as you can see, we have all these things, so we can increase the chances of something to happen as much as we can. And if we go back to our first major charm, we have the charm of incineration, that an enemy which is struck by a black bear bomb catch on fire, and that fire can burn damage to enemies that are nearby. So, because the charm of fire doctrine, which a burning enemy has a 50%, not 50, but 30, but not 30, by 60%, right, of terrify a nearby enemy as well. So, we actually have a lot of chances of terrifying an enemy. So, this whole build is around that fire terrifying mechanic, right? So in Ghost of Tsushima you have to use fire, you have to use poison, and you have to kill one enemy that is close to you, so the chances of terrifying an enemy that is far from you can happen, so you can kill or defeat everyone in an area as soon as possible. So this is the Ghost Armor with a terrifying fire build. Alright, next one we have the Mongol Commander's Armor. So before we didn't use this armor, but the director cut came out, a patch was added to all the versions of the game that take away something that we use for the stealth sections of the run. And this was that we used to roll between the Mongols, and because we start rolling outside of the view of the enemy, we could just roll and nobody will see us. So that allows us to just do all the stealth sections like that. That had many names, the Tushi roll, the Tumbleweed Samurai, but sadly for us it's not longer possible in the current patch of the game. So we have to use a new strat, and this strat is using the Mongol Commander's Armor with some charms, so we gain some stuff because of the time loss of changing the armor and using this one instead. So of the 3 perks of the armor, we only use the third one, which is disguise you while you're out of combat, massively reducing Mongol detection speed. So basically we can use this armor and run between Mongols, and they're going to detect us, but yeah, they are not going to recognize Jin as fast as they would if we just run with any armor. So this allows us to do the stealth sections of the game kinda normally. But we use some charms, so we have some extra stuff of wearing this armor. So we have 2 main major charms here. First we have the charm of Inari, which increases supplies, predator hides, bamboo and yew wood gained from collecting. And well, different from other games, the New Game Plus version of this game doesn't let you, for example, carrying from your normal play to a New Game Plus version your supplies or your ammunition. So you have to get some stuff so you can then sell them and buy some ammunition or some resources for doing the quests. So it's always nice to get some more stuff so you can then sell. Then we have the charm of abundant reserves, and with this one you gain twice as much ammo from pickups, and this one is the same reasoning. So if you, for example, have a pickup that is 1 arrow, you get 2 arrows, and obviously in lethal this is even better, because in lethal you have less pickups, so you gain twice as much as you would if you wouldn't wearing this armor. So it's nice to get more stuff. And then we have 4 stealth minor charms. The charm of silence, that reduces the enemy detection speed by 50% and increase resolve gain by a massive amount. And we have 3 charm of shadows, that reduces enemy detection speed by 10%. So you have around 45% reduced enemy detection speed. So yeah, this led us to do the stealth part of the game without much problems. Yeah, there you go. You have the Mongol Commander's Armor, and again this one is used for the stealth parts of the missions. Alright, next one we have the Fundoshi. Well, the Fundoshi has the same reason from the Mongol Commander's Armor, but there is a quest in particular that's called Jito's Heart, where you have to go stealthy but into a samurai castle. So, in this case, the Mongol Commander's Armor is not longer usable because it only reduces Mongol detection speed. So we use the Fundoshi because it has two really nice perks actually for this quest, which is the running and sprinting no longer create noise, which make detection less likely to happen, and also reduces enemy detection by 40%, which if you added that to all the other charms, it has the same charms that the Mongol Commander's Armor have: Charm of Inari, Charm of Abundant Reserves, 1 Charm of Silence, and 3 Charm of Shadows. These added up to 95% detection speed reduction. So it's actually quite nice, but it's only usable for the Jito's Heart quest, which is the stealth quest that we do in a samurai castle. So sadly, the Mongol Commander's Armor is not usable there, but we use the Fundoshi, and it's the same reason, so you can get more supplies, gain more armor. That's always nice to have in this run. Alright, next one we have the Kensei Armor. So the Kensei Armor is used by all runners in main game, in the battle with the Khan at the end in the boat, and for some runners in Fort Sakai on Iki Island. So depending on how you play, you might be using this in Iki Island or not, but it's always used in the cheap battle against Khotun Khan in the end of the game. So this Kensei Armor has 3 perks. First, massive increased resolve gain. This is amazing. After this, we have the duel against Lord Shimura. So you want to have the most amount of resolve possible. So you are going to see a little bit of charms that increase resolve gain. Also, ghost weapons deal 40% more damage, which is always nice to have it, to get more damage in your ghost weapons for the fight with the Khan. And striking an enemy with a ghost weapon causes that the enemy to deal 50% less damage and receive 50% more damage, which is a nice damage bonus for the fight with the Khan. So again, in the major charms we have versatile skills that double the effects on all minor charms as long as they are the only one in their category, which is the case here. And the charm of Ghostly Fury, this is new one, right? And well, at this time you are already familiar with the ghost stance mechanic, and you know that when you have the ghost stance on and you get hit, you lose all your kills and you have to kill X amount of enemies again. But with this charm, when you get hit once, you only lose 1 kill on your ghost stance, and you are going to be able to kill 1 more enemy and have it back. So we use this because we want to use the ghost stance against Khotun Khan in the chip. We are not going to kill it by 1 strike, but the 5 strike are going to deliver a huge amount of damage on Khotun Khan. So we want to use the ghost stance against the Khan. And then we have 4 minor damage of each category. First, we have the Charm of Advantage, and this gives another bonus damage to the ghost weapons of 20%, which is 40% because of the versatile skills. Then Charm of Efficiency, that increased by not 50 but 30% the knocking and reload speed on your bows that you are going to be using in this battle. Then you have the Charm of Silence that reduces the enemy detection by 30%, but we actually have it because it also increased resolve gain by a massive amount. And then we have Charm of Resolve that increased 50% the resolve gain. So as you can see, this armor is built around getting resolve for the next fight, which is the duel against Lord Shimura. So again, this Kensei armor is used for the fight with the gun in the ship, and some runners also use it in Fort Sakai in Iki Island. Alright, next one we have the Sakai clan armor. This is the armor that we're going to be using for all the duels except for the last one. So the perks of the Sakai clan armor: first is massive increase to melee damage, which is obviously very nice. Second one, colossal increase of health, not really necessary but it's there. And the third one, increase the standoff streak by 2, and winning a standoff has a 25% chance to terrify nearby enemies. This one also we're not going to use. So as you can see, we have only one major charm, and it's the charm of Nigi Hayahi no Mikoto that deals moderate bonus damage while at full health. This is important because for all the duels we're gonna have full health, so we are getting a really nice bonus here. So then we have 3 charms of ferocity that moderate increase the melee damage. We have a charm of bludgeoning that moderate increase the stagger damage. So stagger is the amount of guard that an enemy has, and as we have more stagger damage, it's easier to us to break that guard. And finally we have the charm of Inari Smite that increases the health but also increase the melee damage by a massive amount. So as you can see, the Sakai clan armor is pure damage, and as you can see, in all the duels that we're going to be using this armor, we use the Dance of Wrath, so we actually don't get hit at all in all these duels. So that's why this armor is amazing for delivering full damage to the enemies. Okay, so next one we have Gosaku's armor. So this armor is going to be used for one duel, and then we are going to use it for the last one. But actually in the cutscene Jin changed outfit, but all the charms pass to this armor to the other armor. So we're going to be wearing this twice, but we are going to be using it only once. And that is for the Kotunkan duel, and then for the Lord Shimura duel, which are the 2 last duels in the whole game, the 2 bosses fight. So Gosaku's armor has really one objective, and that's stagger. So Kotunkan and Lord Shimura, which are the 2 duels at the end, they have a huge guard bar. So we want to break that guard as fast as possible so we can deliver some nice damage. So that's why Gosaku's armor has some damage bonus, but is also based on stagger damage. So the 3 perks of Gosaku's armor is first, colossal increase to health, which is very nice for the last 2 duels. Then we have massive increase to stagger damage, which is amazing, and also killing a staggered enemy restores 20% of health. Sadly, we're not going to be killing anyone outside the 2 duels, so we actually are not going to be using this perk, but the 2 previous ones are really nice. So first we have only one major charm in this armor, and that's the charm of Mizunokami, which makes parries, perfect parries and perfect dodges easier to perform. This one is very nice because these 2 enemies are really aggressive, so being able to do perfect parries and parries easier is very nice, considering that this is also the loadout that we use in Lethal, which is even harder to perform, so having this is very nice. Then we have 2 ferocity charms that increase melee damage, and then we have 2 bludgeoning charms that increase stagger damage. So again, we have some melee damage and some stagger damage also included in these loadouts. And finally we have the charms of Inari Smite that increases health and also melee damage by a massive amount. So again, this one is kinda based on the last one, the Sakai clan armor, but more centered around stagger. And again, for the final fight in main game against Lord Chimura, the loadout, and the whole armor for the duel against Khotun Khan. Alright, next one we have a really interesting one. We have the Ronin Attire. So even though you use the Ronin Attire on main game, you are not using the Ronin Attire in this format. So Jin puts the Ronin Attire in a cutscene, so we are wearing the Gosaku's armor, so all those charms transfer to the Ronin Attire that we use against Lord Chimura in the last fight on main game. But this format of the Ronin Attire is currently being used for some parts of Iki Island, for some runners, and also in the Dual Rush category. So now in Ghost of Tsushima you can replay all the duels, so we create a category called Dual Rush, so you have to kill every duel, you have to beat every duel as fast as possible, and this is one of the armor that is currently being used in the one I like the most. So for the armor we have 3 perks that reduces the enemy detection by 30%, doesn't really matter. Then we have the big one that massive increase to melee damage, and the last one that the enemy are not going to see you if you came out of the grass, not really important either. So as you can see, we have only minor charms here, we don't have any major charms. And well, the first one is Inari Smite, really cool charm that let us increase our health and melee damage by a massive amount, really cool. But then we have 3 charms of dual destruction of different numbers, and this one is really cool because we are playing with chances here. So with these 3 charms we are getting 25% chances of attack being double damage. And then we have 2 charms of fortune that increase our chances of this double damage to happen. So I'm not a mathematician, so I have no idea what chances we have that delivering double damage, but is actually really high. And even if it's not high, Dual Rush is really short category, so you are kinda playing with the chances of getting a really lucky run. So I think this is a really interesting setup for a Dual Rush or a massive damage armor actually. So yeah, if you want to play with this, go ahead. This also could be usable for Lord Chimura or for the Khotun Khan, but again it depends how you play. You may use this one or the other ones, but this one has this game with chances and double damage happening or not. Alright, next one we have another interesting one, which is the Broken Armor. So this armor is only used on the Iki expansion runs, and it doesn't matter if you're playing on any difficulty or lethal, it's used in both. So in Iki Island there is a quest that is triggered by you going to a specific place, or you, no matter in which part of the island are, getting defeated by the enemy. So we are going to use the last one, and we're going to go to a specific place and activating a fast travel point and then getting captured. So for this we have to lose all our health as fast as possible, so we have this armor to do that. So first we have the charm of versatile skills, the one that we already know. Then we have the charm of abundant reserves, which is again one that we know. You gain twice as much ammo from pickups. And then this is the first curse that we have, not a charm but a curse, the curse of frailty, that every successful attack of an enemy will kill you. So this is very nice because If you are playing on any difficulty like easy, for example, it's going to take a lot for an enemy to do enough damage to kill you, and this also can happen on lethal. But this also cancels the Iron Will ability. So if you, for example, get killed, the game is going to wait some seconds so you can activate the Iron Will. So this curse here let you die as fast as possible. So this is very nice because it lets you go there, activating the fast roll point, and then getting killed as fast as possible. And then we have the charm of perfect landing, and this again, next to the two major charms, are only for adding some extra. So we're gonna get some resolve for the perfect landing and the versatile skills. So if we have to be in front of a bomb or arrows, we're gonna gain twice, but the objective of this armor is the curse of frailty, so you can die as fast as possible. Yeah, there you go, the broken armor with a curse. Alright, and last one we have the Sakai clan armor, but this one is just for Iki Island. So the final duel in Iki Island is against the eagle. So the duel against the eagle is different to the other duels in the other categories because it has two different parts. So first you can get the eagle like with Dance of Wrath, but at one point you are gonna get into the illusion realm or into the illusion of the eagle, and you're gonna lose all your resolve. And even though you can do a Dance of Wrath in that point, it's not going to do anything. So in this part you have to deliver a normal attack to the eagle, and for that you can parry, dodge, or perfect parry, and that is going to trigger a cutscene, and then you're gonna have your full resolve again, and you're gonna be able to do Dance of Wrath and kill the eagle really easy. But depending on what category you are playing, what difficulty, this clean strike to the eagle in the illusion is kinda hard to get. That's why I changed the charm that let you do a bonus damage with more health for the charm of Mizu no Kami that let you parry and perfect parry easier, so you can, in that point of the illusion, parry or dodge the eagle and strike a normal melee attack, and you can trigger the next part of the duel. So as you can see, this is the exact same Sakai armor. We have all the same minor charm, ferocity, bludgeoning, and inner smite, but we have now Mizu no Kami, so you can perfect parry or parry the attack of the eagle when you are in the illusion realm and hit normally the eagle and trigger the next part of the duel. So yeah, this is the last armor of Ghost of Tsushima Speedruns. Alright, and those are the charms and armors that we are currently using in the Ghost of Tsushima Speedruns. So if you want to share your opinion about these ones, you can do it here, leave a comment in the video and share your opinion. You can also join the Discord server of the community. You can give us your input and maybe we can tweak some stuff and get even better loadouts for the run. So Ghost of Tsushima is a really new game. We are not 100% set with all this stuff, but this is what is currently being used and is working. Also, huge shout out to Aeshma. He is the one that is thinking about this. Most of these are his ideas, so I'm gonna put his link in the description so you can go and follow him. He's an amazing runner of the game, so thank you so much, Aech, for all your work. So if you want to join us and speedrun Ghost of Tsushima, I'm gonna put all the links in the description so you can join us and start running this game. I'm also on Twitch. I speedrun Ghost of Tsushima and Horizon Zero Dawn, so leave a follow on Twitch. And yeah, I hope you guys liked the video, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye bye.